back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friends? No, I noticed that I always say friends. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, really? No,
like it's like the saliva thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying it, and then
you literally say like, "How are you, my friends?"
Yeah. If you go back. Right, exactly. So I'm making an emphasis, just like Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh.
Said it right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. You know, honestly, I noticed. I forget who said it last night, Monday Night Football. But you could tell he was like, because he was like kind of almost like saying it slowly, as if he was like super focused on saying that name right. Because it's a really hard.
Oh, they were talking about Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they were saying Harbaugh.
Was it your boy Dan Orlovsky?
I don't think it was Orlovsky, dude.
No. Were you watching that second game at all? The Bengals and the Rams?
Yeah, a little bit. Jay had like this double screen thing going on where like the audio from the first game was on, and it was.
But this was at his own house for the week, or no?
Yes, this is his own house for the week. You like that, dude?
No, because I the reason I asked you that is just because I didn't know. Because last year, if I'm not mistaken, when Chris Fowler, who's the voice of Saturday Night Football for college, did the NFL. He was with Kirk Herbstreit, but I didn't realize this year they were having him be with Orlovsky and Louis Riddick. So the reason I asked is because, I know you and Orlovsky. I just wasn't sure if you heard any like one-liners,
No, nothing specific, dude. Harrison and Andy met him not too long ago at some
Orlovsky?
Yeah. I forget. It was a couple months ago, but it was at like some charity 5K that like their like PT clinic, I guess, was maybe one of the sponsors. And they said they met him, and he was online like behind them, and they noticed him and they started talking to him and said he was a great guy. So
you never know. I think honestly, Tony, you're seeing, especially with the tailgate this past week, things are different. People are, once you meet them, changes perception completely.
Yeah, I think so too, dude. And I guess maybe you like recognize that, these are like regular people, like outside of their shows,
right?
Like they're not like their on-air persona,
right?
May not be them.
And I think to simplify things, Tony, anybody who's taking the time out of their day to give us a couple minutes, talk to us, we're going to respect those people.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Because we know that there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't do that. So you really have to appreciate that. They don't owe us anything, and they're taking time out of their day. So you definitely, have to respect that.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have a couple comments already. I believe the usual suspects.
Of course, the usual suspects. You said it, Brian. We have Kev Do saying, "Let's go." Hashtag Raiders Nation. I think Jimmy G in concussion protocol, I believe, right now. We want the smoke. He says, player position, Jets and Giants suck. Now he's on the Jets and Giants suck train, which I guess is fine. Typical Kev Do. Hashtag Zach Wilson should have thrown in the trash. Wow, dude.
That's wild.
That is wild. That sounds like Brian Barnaby.
We're gonna actually have to talk about that. Willie Joe with some comments on Zach Wilson. So
Oh
I'll have
my
to talk
goodness.
to that.
Josh B also. What's up, great people? Hashtag rep the company. Hashtag rep DTV. Hashtag rep the sports port. Josh B. Thanks for tuning in to the Gaming Corner last night, by the way, Josh. He was on the whole time. It was a great time. Speaking of the Gaming Corner, we have Jay Bird getting starstruck when he sees you, Brian.
Shooter McGavin from last night. So I was bopping in and out, obviously multiple Monday Night Football games, on last night. What was the final outcome with the golf?
I think I went even through 18.
Even through 18,
Yeah,
okay. And then how did Mike and Jay do?
I forget what, but Mike ended up losing. Jay beat him for second place. I want to say Jay was like 11 or 10 under, or 10 over rather.
Okay.
And then Mike was, I think, he had like 13 over, 14 over. Josh B says definitely not as fun last night.
I don't
like what was not as fun.
If you could clarify that one,
Trying to say
Josh.
it wasn't that fun last night, dude. Is that what you're trying to say, man?
You're pretty offended, though.
Honestly, dude, it's kind of fucked up. But dude, Mario Golf, so much fun, full 18. It's really like playing PGA Tour, just like with the motion controls.
Yeah.
I think you would kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I've played it before. I think it was one of those things. It was similar to me in like Mario Kart, or if I tried to play Super Smash Bros. Just not even like close to competing. So just one of those things. And I know you're not used to that feeling, Tony. Like you usually pick up things pretty quick, but it is annoying. Like, you know what I mean? When you just have no shot from the start, it makes you just like not even want to like play.
Yeah, especially if you're versing someone who is playing well.
So like me in NHL versus you or Mike, basically.
Yeah.
And Matt, basically. Basically anybody can take me out in NHL. Jay and Mike tied going into last hole.
I think 11 over they were tied at, and Mike came like Jay was even with me for a little bit. Like even
and then
took the lead at one point.
Complete collapse.
Totally imploded. And Mike, Mike obviously wasn't taking it seriously.
Did Jay have the shades on or no?
No, dude, I have the shades on.
Well, figuratively, maybe not literally.
Yeah.
Come on, Tony. Come on.
Oh, dude, so funny. But yeah, dude, Jay ended up, being able to settle down a little bit, keep second place, totally fine. Josh B says, yeah, that came out wrong. Ha ha ha. Had a blast last night. He says, sounds like a cover up, but it's okay. Josh.
Yeah, we'll let it slide this time.
And Derek here early says, hi there, dude. What's
there
up?
we go. There we go.
Derek Ho's corner.
Appreciate Derek Ho being with us here. But yes, so much to talk about, Tony. Let's just go now to the world of the National Football League.
He wants Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick six. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again.
Mahomes escaping, on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones, oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right. That football intro video definitely just always gets me hyped. And obviously, one of the newer videos, still kind of getting used to, I'm used to before Brady, dropping back like the old video from last year. It's just a shame that, right now, I don't have my football team getting me jacked up. And speaking of that, I mentioned this quickly, and I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it, Tony. New York Jet quarterback legend Joe Namath with the K Show, completely ripping Zach Wilson.
Really?
Going after the organization, really like we've never seen before. Because going into this year, he was saying, Rodgers can wear my number. I'm so pumped up. And he even Joe Namath, is very sick of seeing Zach Wilson play. And he says that he needs to be sent somewhere like Kansas City where he doesn't have to play. And that there's no reason to keep him here. And to top it off, which is one of those obvious things, he said the Jets obviously made a mistake in drafting him number 2 overall.
Do you have a question there?
Question is, your response, or just thoughts about that.
I mean, that's obviously tough. I do remember Namath getting hyped too for Rodgers, like coming into the season. Like, I'm sure he's as disappointed as any other fan right now, in terms of what happened to Rodgers and who is playing quarterback right now for your Jets. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's also really tough for Namath to just see a quarterback like Zach Wilson play for the Jets. And, obviously the guy has played in the NFL. He knows what it means to be a talented quarterback, what it means to be a leader, what it means to win. So, I mean, if he's not backing you up, like, it's not good.
Right.
And he has every right to his opinion. And certainly he shares his opinion with, hundreds of thousands of Jets fans across the world, I'm sure. So it's tough, dude. He said he was on the K Show, and like, what was he like just going off like on a rant?
You
Or
know,
was it just like kind of a couple digs here and there?
I
or was
just
it
saw a summary of it. Actually, I didn't even see the live video. I just saw the summary on an article. I don't know if we were able to pull it up. While you're looking at that, Josh B says we see it. Why can't the organization? Zach sucks, and obviously Josh knows him in lockstep with him on that. And then Jay saying he's sick of Joe Namath.
Whoa!
He sold his soul for the Super Bowl, and the Jets won't win a Super Bowl until he dies. I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with anything,
Wow,
Jay.
Jay.
That's kind of one of those like superstitious
They
type
also
of things.
misspelled soul. So.
And I get one thing, like it's like, obviously, he played a long time ago. Oh yeah, I actually want to see this. Yeah, let's play this. It's only 54 seconds.
54 seconds. Let's see what we got here.
Jay, honestly, I think Jay's hitting the bong early today.
Push him down the steps. Wow, dude. That's intense. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got.
Like, it's not
He looks
reacting.
he
It's
does.
not
Pretty
like
big.
using his talents. He's overthinking things, and he's just not letting his talents take over. You saying the same thing as if maybe he's overcoached?
Interesting.
I'm saying I don't believe in him. I don't believe he has a future as a good player. And I think they made the wrong choice when they drafted him. I feel that way. He has some athletic ability, but you've got to have something up here that's, going on whenever you're studying, reading, playing out there, sitting down, throwing the ball. It's ridiculous. You've got the wrong people playing and picking them.
Now, in watching him, Joe, him being Zach Wilson, it almost looks like it's not reacting. It's not using his talents. He's overthinking things, and he's just not letting his talents take over. You saying the same thing as
Twitter.
But yeah, I think that speaks volumes. And what I was gonna say, before we played the video there in response to what Jay's saying, I get it is annoying, and I don't think this situation is annoying, but I'm saying just in general, whatever sport we're talking about, somebody who played a long time ago, far removed from the situations, thinks, they know what the organization should do when they're not around it every day. But this situation is completely different. And it's something that everybody sees. And, I feel bad for Joe Namath because I feel like he's supported the Jets, since he's retired. He wants to see them get back to respectability. He was so excited to see Aaron Rodgers, just like all of us Jets fans. And he has to suffer through, this misery of Zach Wilson. So doesn't surprise me. And I don't know what his age is. I'm guessing he's in his 80s. But I have to say, Tony, and you already kind of hit on it, but I think he looks pretty good, pretty with it. 80 years old, exactly. Right? I mean, for someone that age.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think Jay thinks the same. He says he looks like a wet wallet.
Why do you think he's tight? Honestly,
I don't know, dude.
Because Jay doesn't believe in Zach Wilson, so he's not gonna get offended by that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing, honestly. Josh B saying if you say it like that, Jay's already almost at the door. His brain's a little off, but he's not wrong. McNeil saying the same thing when Namath legit maybe the worst quarterback in Hall of Fame, but he's right. Wilson is booty.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Namath's numbers are terrible, but at the end of the day, he did win a Super Bowl, something that the Jets have been trying to do for a very long time. And I believe, and I could be mistaken, I don't want to speak for them, but just in general, Michael's always been a Namath guy, right or no?
As far as I know, yeah, dude.
So I kind of think like this statement, Tony, and like I said, we'll let him speak for himself, but I think this might retire Michael from any more Zach Wilson talk. Just being that it came from Namath. I mean, that has to have some weight to it,
I really would never doubt Michael's belief in Zach Wilson. I don't know, dude. I think you're still gonna hear like.
And you know what I decided yesterday, and I was gonna say this on the show yesterday, and I forgot. I've retired myself from debating about Zach Wilson.
Okay,
it's just we know how I feel, and that's
it.
And there's nothing to even.
So I can say
discuss.
Right now that I think Zach Wilson's gonna be a Hall of Fame quarterback, and you're not gonna say anything back.
No, because I know that you don't think that. Tony, the thing is,
you don't know.
Sometimes
you don't know what goes on in my head.
Sometimes you think that I don't see through things, Tony. All right,
read between the lines, Brian.
And you did say going into this game against the Patriots, like, let's not forget, you said if he blows it again, that's it.
Dude.
And here we are.
He blew it, dude.
And obviously Friday, we'll do a full football preview, but we do know the Jets are going to be on Sunday Night Football hosting the Chiefs. I mean, you want to talk about this could get ugly quick.
Yeah, dude.
I don't see how they have any type of shot.
No shot.
And besides that,
This could get ugly quick.
I don't see, even though I know they've been very reluctant to do so, but I don't see how he doesn't get pulled. I think it's literally going to get that bad. And like we know, the defense, is pretty good. I mean, they haven't allowed too many points each of these games. But I just think there is something to be said. And the Chiefs, offensive line is relatively healthy right now. With their line healthy, just in general, no matter what year we're talking about, I don't think it matters, what type of defense you have. Like Patrick Mahomes isn't going to lay down for anybody.
No, he's not, dude. And like you said, I mean, it's just another team, like pound for pound. I mean, the Jets are not matching up to them at all,
Yeah.
So it's just like you said, it's going to get ugly kind of quick. It's a recipe for disaster. You're going to have Zach Wilson, who, hey, listen, he had that one good drive. You're playing a team like the Patriots, who, obviously you have a coach who knows how to play each team. He knows that every week it's something new strategy, and he's smart at that. But also, you obviously, you have that in the Chiefs as well. You have a playmaker in the quarterback position. You have playmakers across their roster, dude. And not to mention, they have the third now is what's his name? Have I think he's the third winning most coach.
Andy Reid.
Yeah. Right. Or it's fourth now, whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just the pressure is going to be on Wilson. Maybe he might feel like there's less pressure because people are assuming that he's going to be losing now at this point. But I don't know, dude. Like, just no signs point to him having a better performance than he did against the Patriots. And even if your defense does their job, they're probably still going to give up 20 points.
Yeah,
if they do their job. Like, it's tough. It's a tough assignment for the defense, dude. But your offense isn't scoring anyway, so it's just like, I don't know, dude. It's just it's not good. It's not good.
It really hurts as a fan to waste the season.
It really does.
It really
dude.
does.
Jay Bird, by the way, says any given Sunday. Did you see that movie, by the way?
No, I've heard of it. And Pacino, I do like. Yes, I do like Pacino, so I would give it a try.
But Jay, this is not a movie, dude. It's not.
Well, it is. It's a horror film. Is what it is.
This is not any given Sunday right now, dude. Also, looks like we have McNeil saying they should have called Wentz. Jay Bird says no, Ryan. Just need Nick Foles. And we have Lonnie checking in here saying, let's go.
Let's go.
Good morning. DTV. It is the Barnes and Tony Show. Greatness. Let's go. Hashtag Liberty. Hello to the whole DTV crew. And of course, the fam in here. What up, company?
Let's go. Always appreciate hearing from Yanni. And in terms of what, Ryan's saying and Jay's saying, no one's going to argue the fact that either one would be outstanding, would be a breath of fresh air.
Oh, no.
Just the fact, that you could not have to think you can't even get a first down.
French air.
Hey, that's fine. I'll take the French air, Tony. It's just, Zach Wilson just makes you feel delirious. I mean, just watching the games and, at least football, gives you that ability to enjoy a season, even when your team isn't doing well, just because of fantasy and just, how exciting football games are in general. And Jay saying he needs a
breath of French air.
No, I think he means a French inhale, Tony.
Barnes, you said breath of French air.
I'm aware I said it. I'm aware, Tony. This is what I'm talking about. You think I don't,
but now
see things,
Breath of French air. Don't act like we didn't hear that. A fresh breath of French air, dude.
Oh man, it's good
happens,
to laugh in a situation that really is not funny, unfortunately. But I guess
I mean, it's a little funny, I guess.
no, but not the French air, Tony. The Jets.
No, yes, that's still a little funny. Don't you think it's a little funny?
Wait, what is funny about it though?
The whole thing, Brian. You don't think like the whole situation is just a little funny? The fact that Rodgers goes down the fourth, it's kind of ironic, no?
No, but you know it. It's not even that, Tony.
Oh.
That's not the worst part. The worst part is I feel like I just went through this with Josh Donaldson. This is Josh Donaldson.
Right.
Josh Donaldson batting cleanup. That's what starting Zach Wilson is. And it
Kind of like going, I went through this with the Mets, really, with injury, injuries.
Vogelback.
Yeah, he's still in the lineup, and you put a lot of money in an old guy to lead your, starting rotation. Injuries, they're old.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Josh B says wee. Lonnie says so. Barnes likes wee air.
I'm not sure I follow that. Wee meaning French, like that's what they say.
Wee.
What does that mean? Yes, or no?
Yes, we.
One thing that I think that they really should do. One thing that I think they really should do, though, honestly, is just get Cousins, because I just think the Vikings aren't going anywhere. They're not re-signing him.
What are you giving up?
Whatever, a fourth rounder. I think. I mean, he's an expiring contract.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I guess he has to waive.
What do you think the Vikings are going to do? Pivot?
Yeah, I mean, well, because I think, all right. I mean, even if they don't pivot, I mean, once you're 0-4, 0-5 potentially.
Right.
I mean, I think the decision's already made for you at that
Who's their backup right now? Do you know?
I was actually going to take a look at the situation over here, and they have at Panthers Chiefs, so they could beat the Panthers, but they probably will lose to the Chiefs. Nick Mullins, who started some games for San Francisco a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure obviously it would send a bad message. You got Jordan Jefferson, looking for a new contract. So it would be kind of tough on the players, but I mean. Yeah. No, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson.
Wait, he's gonna be a free agent too next season? You're saying?
No, but he's looking for the deal now. So you don't want to upset him, but I don't know. I don't know how you climb out of this hole if you're the Vikings with a date in the Chiefs after this week.
Right.
I mean, I think best case scenario, you're 1-4.
Yeah, dude, that's tough.
And only one team, and they just talked about this, I think on Rick and Dave yesterday. Only one team has made the playoffs that they're starting out 0-3.
What team was that? What do you?
I guess let's look it up. Right.
Only team, NFL team, I should say. Houston Texans in 2018 was the last team to do it.
That's what it was. And since the schedule expanded, they haven't been able to do it. But obviously, that extra game gives you a little life.
It does. I would imagine it helps.
Yeah.
I forget what I was just looking up. All the minutes of the Vikings schedule, dude. I mean, you'd imagine. Panthers. You're probably gonna win 2 of the next 3 games. Yeah.
But then Niners, Packers, Falcons, Saints.
Falcons you could squeeze. Saints. Derek Carr is injured, right? So shoulder problem.
Week to week. Probably would be back. Probably be back by then. Conceivably.
And you never know. The Packers could lay an egg. Niners, you're not going to beat. You get the Broncos, the Bears again. So I don't know, man. Your schedule, I don't think is the hardest in the league.
I just think I pretty much would say lock it in. They're not making the playoffs. So if you're not making the playoffs, and Kirk Cousins, you've given these record-breaking guarantees. And what has he won 1 playoff game?
No,
I don't know how you could bring him back.
No, dude.
You'll have to, draft a quarterback or bring in a veteran. I don't know, which veteran that is. I mean, I could see Minshew having success, but we already see him thriving in Indianapolis.
You already want him on the New York Jets roster, so.
But I get it. It comes in the way of Rodgers. If he's going to come back next year, so I understand that. What else we got here? Jordan Jefferson and fresh air. Barnesy must be hitting the cognac this morning, or cognac, whatever.
Cognac.
That's going to be another one. Pronunciations aren't my thing. Okay,
it's okay, dude.
All right.
And then of course who is Jordan Jefferson, Lonnie? What team does he play for? Learn your languages, double B. Lonnie says, Tony, please cut the French air part. That's a drop.
That's a drop.
Ryan McNeil's and bro. Cognac.
Hey, I think it's perfectly acceptable to say this past year of sports has made me insane. Honestly, feel insane because of the heartbreak, the dysfunction. I think anybody would feel the same way. Struggling through this Yankee season, and then had to deal with this with the Jets. I mean, it's complete insanity. And sure, you could sprinkle in a UConn basketball title, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's good in the moment. But then after it's over, I mean, you're thinking about the Yankees and how they're going to return to prominence. It doesn't have the same bite. It's nice that it's there, but it's like, why is it that, when we're talking pecking order of what's most important, why is that stuff? Oh yeah. You could win whatever it is, 5 titles in 20 years, but all the other stuff. Yeah, no, we're not going to give you anything.
You're tight, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, Tony, let's get on. We did have a double header last night, Monday Night Football. First game.
Pretty good games.
We saw the Eagles at the Buccaneers. And this one, I would say it went different than I expected, but obviously, I mean, the Eagles went into this game 5.5-point favorites. They end up winning by 14. But still just, I don't know, kind of odd. I still feel like they haven't played their best football offensively, and we'll get into what happened here. Defense looked pretty good. DeAndre Swift looks like an absolute star, and I don't see how the Detroit Lions aren't kicking themselves. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but for getting rid of him and keeping David Montgomery, who's already hurt, to go with Gibbs. But anyway, the Bucs get the ball. 5-play drive is, 5 or 6. Yeah, 6-play drive stalled. They punted away. Eagles go on a nice drive. They get deep into Tampa Bay territory. They have a 4th and 1 from the 14, and I just, they have all this success with, we're talking about the push with Jalen Hurts, and they run the ball with.
Oh no!
Come on, Tony. Why is that not?
I don't think.
Did you press pause?
It's freaking muted, and it's not.
It's the other box. The other one. Whatever other one there is.
It was the Eagles one.
That was really weird.
Bro, I fucking.
Anyway, 4th and 1 of the 14. And let's just take a pause here for a second. They ended up going for it. And we know, they're confident in their offense. They're confident in their running game. But early on, you stop the opposing team on the road. Would you have made that call? I mean, it seems like that's the thing these days. Anytime you're faced with a 4th and 1, especially in enemy territory, I mean, you always go for it. I mean, is that not the problem? Was the problem the play call?
Yeah, I think it was the play call.
I mean, he didn't have a shot. I mean,
not even a chance to.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, obviously that's, like you said, it's more of a theme now. 4 teams to go for it, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
In enemy territory. I love it, dude. I mean, 1 yard, like you should be able to get a yard on a play. Let alone you should certainly have like 2 plays designed that are basically just, this is it, 1 yard, like 4th and 1. This is the play we run, like, and it should be very like limited ball movement. I mean, it should QB sneaks, like just and try and push that pile. Like, you've kind of talked about them trying to maybe stop because of because of that play, the way it's kind of not. Yeah, I guess defendable, but it's like,
I don't know. I want to see teams play football, not. I mean, I don't know what you want to call that. Like I said, it seemed like a rugby play. Right. It's just very odd looking. I don't know.
I mean, it technically, I mean, obviously it happened, so it's not against the rules or anything.
Yeah, I just want to see the guy get the yards himself, not his like, you know what I mean? What are we going to start picking them up and throwing them across the goal line? Like, it's just,
but obviously that's not allowed.
But you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I think we're getting away from football a little bit. But anyway, Bucs get the ball back, but go 3 and out, punted back to the Eagles, who go on an 8-play, 26-yard drive that stalled, but they get Elliott on a 36-yard field goal. So that made it 3-0. Bucs 3 and out again. Eagles unable to do anything when they get the ball, so they punt. But then the Bucs go on a 13-play, 69-yard drive, that stopped deep into Philadelphia territory. 4th and 9, they go for a 33-yard field goal to tie the game up at 3. Eagles 8 plays, 84-yard drive. And they capped that drive off by a Jalen Hurts 34-yard touchdown pass in 3rd and 10 to Zacchaeus, the former Atlanta Falcon receiver.
Nice.
Extra point makes it 10-3. Bucks get the ball back. Baker with the interception. Not good after on the second play from scrimmage there. Eagles get the ball back, but then they throw an interception of themselves after 4 plays. But then the Bucks get the ball back. It's a fumble. So then the Eagles get the ball back, a field goal, making it 13-3. That ends the first half. Eagles get the ball out of the break, 13-play drive, capping it off with a touchdown to make it 20-3. Jalen Hurts with the push there. Bucks get the ball back, another punt. The Eagles get the ball back, but 6 plays, they're stalled with an interception. So Hurts not completely on his game here. 2 interceptions in this one. Did have a stomach bug, supposedly. And then
apparently a lot of the Eagles were sick.
Yeah. But the Bucks being backed up there, first play from scrimmage, safety. And I know, you got to try different things. It's a tough situation to be in. But I don't like running the ball on the goal line, with the safety in question. I just think try to either roll out the quarterback, have him throw like a little pass. Running the ball leads to trouble there if you don't get the right push out of your offensive line. The Eagles 10 plays, 55 yards, settle for another field goal, 25-3. Bucks are able to score a touchdown here on a 9-play drive. Obviously, too little, too late. But Mike Evans on 3rd and goal from the 1.
He had some nice catches.
They get the 2 as well, 25-11. But then Eagles 15-play drive to wind out the clock. Eagles go to 3-0. And they are one of 3 teams at 3-0 here. Bucks fall to 2-1. And when you look at, the numbers in this one, one thing that stands out, I mean, the Bucks had some success with Baker, throwing the ball, moving the ball through the air. Not so much here, only 146 passing yards. He did throw the pick. They had the fumble as well. And Mike Evans 5 for 60, really the only one with that touchdown that stood out on offense. As far as the Eagles are concerned, I mentioned Hurts, not a perfect game, obviously dealing with some stuff. He was only sacked once, but had the 2 picks, threw the touchdown pass to Zacchaeus, and then had a rushing touchdown of his own. But just overall, committing to the run in this one, 40 carries as a team for 201 yards. Swift, 130 yards and 16 carries, 8.1 yards per carry. Really looking unbelievable out there, and just really taking grasp of this lead role in the Philadelphia backfield. A.J. Brown had a nice game, 9 for 131. Devonta Smith kind of was limited in this one, 4 for 28. But overall, a nice win for the Eagles here as they move to 3-0. And I believe it's Jalen Hurts in his last 22 regular season starts is 21-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you serious? That's kind of crazy, dude.
Commanders next week. And then at Rams, at Jets. So, good opportunity here. And like I said, it doesn't seem like they've been humming yet. Just playing a full football game. There's been kind of issues in each one, but yet they've find themselves here undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you said it, before. I mean, Hurts wasn't playing his best game. It seemed like the Eagles in general weren't playing their best game. And we come to learn that a lot of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them were sick. And it's just, I don't know. I think just tough game there for Baker. I mean, 146 yards, whatever it was through the air, with the interception. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of thought Baker would have a little bit more production offensively. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, we know Eagles have a good secondary. But it's not like they were really pressuring Baker. I think Baker was sacked just once.
Yeah, one sack.
I think he was only hit like 5 times, when he dropped back. So, I mean, it wasn't really like he had a lot of pressure in his face. He just wasn't coming up with certain plays. And on top of that, I mean, I think the Bucs defense, I don't think was really giving you much. That last drive was really just, I think just very indicative of how it was the entire game. I mean, the Bucs there, could have made it a game. I mean, they scored, they got a touchdown. It was 25-11, whatever it was. with 5 minutes to go. If your defense makes a stop and, Eagles go 3 and out, which again, like they weren't playing their best game either. It was very plausible. But you said it, 15 play drive, eating the clock up. They're just getting first after first down. And then, as that was happening, your chances of potentially getting the ball back, scoring again, trying to, force the Eagles to make a decision and put pressure on Hurts and stuff, who had already thrown 2 picks during the game, flew out the window. That was a manageable game still at that point. But the Bucs their defense didn't come up big there. And then, the whole game, Mayfield's like, you can have Mike Evans, but if you're not throwing him the ball, if you're not getting him the ball, like he can't make those great plays that you saw him make a couple times during the game. But it just wasn't enough for Baker, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they'll get the Saints in New Orleans this Sunday before hosting the Lions and Falcons and then a trip to Buffalo. So no cupcakes coming up for the Bucs.
Nope.
But especially like the Saints, the Lions, and the Falcons, there's enough here to compete with those teams, but you're not going to be able to just walk in there and expect to win. You're really going to have to work for it.
We're not playing patty cake over here.
But I think that all of those games should be competitive. I could see Buffalo getting out of hand, but Saints, Lions, Falcons, I think those are going to be close competitive football games.
Especially Saints next week, right? So possibly no Carr.
True.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, though. So, in the Saints Bucs, it's those divisional matchups. It's kind of like in the AFC North with the South. They're always close games.
Well, their backup is Winston.
Yes.
All right. So that's still kind of good for the Saints.
Yeah. I know he didn't get anything going last week when he came in, but it's still like, you know what I mean? Like, again, with these examples, but like if the Jets had Jameis Winston right now, you would think they could beat the Chiefs conceivably on Sunday night. So
I guess so.
Yeah,
dude.
It kills. It kills. It burns. It's tough. It's.
I don't know. I don't really like that analogy though.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like if the
love
Jets
it.
had Aaron Rodgers, you still would be kind of like they may not win this game.
But it's still just the fact that there's a difference between might and having a chance and just having no chance and not being watchable.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still think Winston, you kind of have no chance of winning. Still,
no, but he can complete passes. He's started full seasons in the NFL. He's had a lot of success. He's thrown for over 5,000 yards. The man is accomplished. And I think that can't get lost in translation. I
think you're the one who's losing it in translation.
Yeah, it's the excessive
So
saliva.
shut the fuck up, Tony.
Yeah, seriously. Wait, let's catch up on the cotton.
All right, we have a few comments here. Josh B saying, "Yo, this is the Bites show today." Lonnie says Barnes is a drop machine. Josh B dealing with the Rangers falling apart after 2 games against the Devils.
Yeah, I forgot about that one, honestly.
Oh,
I was thinking about it this morning, though. I have to say, Tony, I am jacked for this hockey season. I'm not kidding. Like, this is the most excited I've ever been. And, like, I know there was a lot of momentum 2 years ago after that miraculous run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I feel like, especially just dealing with the Jets right now, it's just nice and refreshing to, like, okay, we got a fresh start with the new head coach, a good opportunity here. And it's just fun to watch, honestly. And I'm excited to go to the games. So let's go.
Yes, no, I'm excited to go to some games as well, dude. And I hope that I know they're gonna be victorious, but let's have a great fucking season, dude.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't mush it, dude.
I haven't said anything about what they're going to do this year. I said they have a good chance. I think that's okay to say. And honestly, no, we're not starting with this superstitious bullshit because I'm not allowing that this year with any sport. Okay.
Speaking of Eddie Mush, Matthew Gabriel says, "What's up, fellas?"
Matthew,
Lonnie loving the patty cake.
He said paying patty cake.
Oh, we're not paying patty cake. Whoa,
that's a drop.
That's a drop. Yep. He also says that same year he threw for 30 touchdowns and 30 picks.
You know what?
Sir.
If Zach Wilson this year could throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 picks, I'd take it in a second line. So
Matthew Gabriel.
We're not that's honestly that's another thing that we're outlawing. No Zach Wilson response, no Mush response. Just not even entertaining it anymore, Tony. Not entertaining it.
Josh B pumped to see Matty G. That's what we got so far in the comments, baby. Yep, let's go, Matty G.
All right, second game here. We saw the Bengals hosting the Los Angeles Rams here. Burrow, we know the previous game had left with the calf injury. There was some question as to whether he would play or not. But he did give it a go, and he was able to lead the Bengals to a 19-16 victory. And the way this game, I would say was pretty close. Pretty much anybody could have grabbed it at any moment here. Bengals got the ball first. Burrow looked pretty good. Completed some passes. They went on a 9-play drive. Stalled out though, and Evan McPherson, normally good, known for his strong leg, misses a 56-yard field goal.
Blew it.
So that gives the Rams decent field position. They go on a drive of their own here. 8 plays, 43 yards, and then get a 30-yard field goal by former Dallas Cowboy Brett Maher. Bengals get the ball back. They punt, 3 and out. Rams, 3 plays, 3 and out. And then the Bengals get the ball back again, are able to even up the score after a 12-play, 48-yard drive. Evan McPherson from 49 yards. Another field goal drive for the Rams here, 7 plays, 30 yards, and you get Maher from 23 out to make it 6-3. Then we had Bengals punting, Rams punting, Bengals punting again. And then Matt Stafford, first play getting the ball back, kind of a poor throw. It was low and just not where the receiver could grab it. So that gave the Bengals the ball back, but they go 3 and out again. So defense playing a role here. Rams, after a 5-play, 11-yard drive, have to punt as well before the Bengals are able to get a field goal before the end of the half here to tie the game at 6. McPherson from 53 yards out, so redeeming himself from that earlier miss. Rams start the second half with the ball, 7 plays, 51 yards, and get another Maher field goal to make it 9-6 from 42 yards out. Bengals then get the ball back and go on a 10-play, 75-yard drive that's capped off by a Joe Mixon 14-yard touchdown. So that made it 13-9 Bengals. Stafford gets picked off again. So the Bengals get the ball back, are able to drive the ball 48 yards and then set up another field goal to make it 16-9. McPherson from 48 yards. Rams punt again. Bengals get the ball back, 10 plays, 35 yards, but then Burrow throws a pick. Rams punt again after that. Bengals are able to tack on a field goal to make it 19-9. Rams have to punt again. Bengals punt again, and then the Rams are able to get a touchdown in the fourth quarter here on a 10-play, 61-yard drive. Stafford to Atwell from 1 yard out, and then do not get the ball back. Only 1:03 remaining at that point. Cincinnati recovering the onside there, and ball game. So Burrow guts it out with the calf. Bengals get their first win of the season in a whiteout. Tough loss for the Rams here. Felt like it was going to be a promising season. They've dropped their last 2. I think tough matchup on the road here, but I think they're going to be competitive, but that offense needs to get more efficient, and we'll see. After this coming week, Cooper Kupp eligible to come off the injured list. So that will make a big difference.
That's huge.
You insert
Very
Kupp
good
back
there.
in this starting receiver lineup with, pairing him up with Puka Nacua.
Are you kidding?
The Rams passing offense could take off. So I think they'll be okay, but a sigh of relief for the Bengals. Season not over. Obviously a lot of work to do here. And it was nice to see Jamar Chase. He had struggled in the first 2 games, production wise. But in this one, 12 receptions, 141 yards. Burrow, a lot of incompletions here, 26 of 49, no touchdowns, did have the pick, sacked twice. Calf was okay though. And like I mentioned, Mixon with that rushing touchdown. Now, what do you think about the Bengals, moving forward, Tony? I mean, they haven't looked great here to start. They do hang on for this victory here. Titans and Cardinals the next 2 weeks, so chances to redeem themselves, and then you kind of got a tougher schedule. Seahawks, 49ers, and Bills. What are your thoughts here on Cincinnati?
I mean, listen, Cincinnati's a incredibly talented group of guys there. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Of course, I don't know, dude. I mean, I think you take the next couple of weeks based on your schedule and try and, rehab Joe as much as you can. I mean, Burrow's calf is still bothering him that much. I mean, he wasn't efficient. Like, I think T. Higgins had 2 receptions. He targeted him 9 times. Obviously, Jamar Chase was making some great catches and making Joe Burrow look good, but I just feel like if you know he has not been that efficient. We've talked about his injury and the calf still bothering him. That I would assume that the reason why he's not as efficient is because he's not 100% healthy.
Right.
So I mean, like you gotta fix that. I mean, if the calf is, do you know which calf it is? Is it like his plant foot, right calf?
Jeez,
I want to say it was his left.
Yeah, left.
Yeah. I want to say it was his left.
Yeah.
It's his left foot.
That's the
left
plant
calf.
foot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Can you do it one more time?
dude. So I would think that you know that would obviously help get their offense going here. You know, he's done a pretty good job. You know, you mentioned the 2 sacks. I feel like over the course of the first 3 games, offensive line has protected him a little bit better. So I think they'll be fine. I think next 2 games are not, obviously you don't want to overlook these teams, but we say Falcons and Titans.
The Titans and the Cardinals.
Oh, Titans Cardinals. Okay,
Yeah.
so Titans Cardinals. I mean, again, like not the best teams in the league. So you know, try your best to rehab Burrow and you know, you can kind of get past these 2 games. And then hopefully he'll be 100%.
Yeah. It's tough too because you know you want to get back to 2-2.
Right.
You want him healthy though for that tough stretch you're gonna have coming up. But I just think
I wouldn't say not play him. I'm not saying don't play him.
Yeah, but boy, these calves, you
I know.
can't mess around. And if he like tears his ACL again or something, I mean that's just gonna obviously season over. Looking at Jake Browning starting.
Gross, dude.
But Renee peeping in.
Oh, so funny.
What else we got here?
Yeah, dude, we can keep going. Lonnie comments, keep talking about the Rangers. He says big mush.
Well, like I said, we're not talking mush anymore. So.
Matthew Gabriel says respond to me. Ha 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 ha.
Wait, what
I think he's talking to Josh at this point. Josh, my guy, what up? # rep the company. Lonnie says, sup, Matt.
Sup, Matt.
Sup, Matt, dude. What's up?
So
what do you think about the jerseys, the white jerseys?
Love them.
Yeah, me too. Awesome.
Yeah,
very nice.
You need more of that stuff. The more alternate jerseys, the better.
Yes, dude. And for the Bengals, too, the white helmet with the black stripes, dude, looks sick.
Oh yeah, that was awesome, and the fans really showed up for that one.
Good. As they should.
So I honestly, Tony, in all seriousness, I really, no matter what sport we're talking about, I really do always appreciate a passionate fan base. Because I can't imagine, because of the teams that I root for, really all of them have passionate fan bases. You think about the Jets, you think about the Yankees, and then UConn basketball. There's always been support there. I can't imagine like rooting for a team and then every night you're watching the game or you're playing the game and half the stands are full. Like that's got to be tough.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just, I both of us, like we've been out in packed out stadiums. Like, I mean, the atmosphere, you get amped. You get more excited for the game. You get more excited for your team when there's, 30,000 other people there cheering. Like, it's just a fact. Like, when you go to a game and there's like 8,000 people, it sucks. When you have a whole section, there's no one even near you. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. No, I'm excited for the Rangers game because those, Tony, are always packed.
MSG's always packed, dude.
Yeah.
Never not.
So yeah, that's gonna be great. What were we talking about that again? Was it the 19th we were thinking of the stakeout or no?
19th.
Dempsey's stakeout?
Yeah. I thought you wanted to do the pasta place, but yeah, I had
but either way, the stakeout.
19th versus
stakeout.
The Predators. Stakeout.
And there's no interruptions on the schedule or anything.
I gotta double check. October 19th, dude. Let's see. The 19th. That's a Thursday.
Yeah.
I cannot foresee.
Like basically we're signing papers after the show or
yeah, we'll sign a contract.
No, but let's seriously like big, like all caps like that. Like let's definitely do that.
I think that could work.
Predators, you said?
Yeah, Predators.
Laviolette. And I just kind of want to go update here. Game time worked out pretty well for the Jets game. So I'm just kind of curious if we've had any movement in the Rangers tickets here. So the 19th, still looking 122 plus, but I guarantee, Tony, like getting down
gotta
to
monitor.
it.
Yeah.
Wait, and then did we map out? First of all, is it what's the name of the restaurant? I'm not even gonna bother butchering it.
The Italian place?
Yeah.
Becco's.
I was gonna say like Buco's. Like that would have been another drop. But anyway, how far is that from the Garden?
It's in Times Square.
Times Square. So what is it? You could walk there or no?
Yeah, you can walk.
So brisk walk. We're talking 12 to 15.
Yeah, let's say call it 15,
Okay.
20 maybe.
All right. And then so Times Square. So would we just walk from Grand to Times Square, or would we go shuttle?
You can walk from Grand to Times Square.
What's that walk? I mean, that less than that?
Yeah, definitely less than MSG.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I am jacked up for that, Tony. Honestly, I'm not kidding.
As you should be, dude.
Yeah. You putting the caps in?
Oh yeah, I'm looking up the walk time, dude.
What do you mean the walk time?
Times Square MSG.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
15-minute walk, mostly flat. It says.
No, but especially after a couple pops. Come on,
yeah, dude.
It's all good, Tony. It's all good. Anyway, let's see. Couple more here. Josh saying calf. You are more worried about the Achilles, I think. Yeah, which he is correct. And then Jay saying Rangers games
are so corporate.
SHU hockey's where it's at. I mean, I don't think you could really compare the two. And of course, Jay, yes, the expensive ticket prices, corporate money. We know all about that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where the fans come from. The fans are there. The fans are loud. The environment there's a lot of ruckus going on.
A lot of ruckus, dude.
It's the best.
Bring the ruckus.
At the end of the day, the goal song, I have to say, the goal song is sick.
Yeah, you love it to get you amped up.
We didn't get to hear it last time we were there. Like, come on, Tony. Come on. Right? Or no?
I know. It's kind of, we're going to hear it a lot more.
We're going to hear it a lot. Absolutely.
You're going to be tired of it, dude.
Yeah, let's go. And I was just going to mention too, Rams here looking ahead at Colts this week. So, that's a game you got to win, because then your Eagles the following week, home to the Cards isn't bad, but then you're home to Steelers, at Cowboys, at Packers, home to Seahawks. So we see this a common theme looking at these schedules. You have to take care of business when you can, because the other matchups are so tough that, when you need those victories, I mean, it's going to take a lot to pull them out against these tougher teams.
Yeah, that's for sure. And was Stafford sacked like 6 times last night?
He was sacked a couple, threw a couple picks. So,
I mean, you gotta protect your quarterback a little bit more, give him some more confidence, and some more time in the pocket for sure.
Good timing, though, that Cup back against
huge.
the Eagles.
Yeah, that's huge.
I think that might be an upset we're going to circle.
You think so?
For possibly DTV
crazy,
company picks.
Dude. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
fine. I'll be your pick.
I just don't think the Bears again, Tony. I don't care. I mean, come on. What was really the deal there? You just weren't impressed with Kansas City so far? I mean, it couldn't have been a Chicago thing.
It wasn't a Chicago thing. Was not impressed with Kansas City's offense. I just thought, I think they were weighing 12.5, I think.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, 24-14 or something.
Right. But now we know. Stay away from the Bears.
Yes,
that's what Mad Dog says.
Yeah.
So yeah, week 4 will begin on Thursday. We're gonna get the Packers hosting the Lions, and kind of just early thought there, Tony. I've always, going back to the Rodgers at the beginning of his career, I've always enjoyed watching the Packers. I think they're exciting this year just because there isn't expectations. Jordan Love's looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They might have Aaron Jones back for this one as well as Christian Watson. But like just looking at that matchup, I think the Lions are 1.5-point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Just initial thoughts. I mean, we'll see when the injury reports come out, but I really like the Packers in this one at home.
I mean, yeah, honestly, at first thought, I do too. I mean, I do. I think we had mentioned too, like Jordan Love really is, I think, a lot better than people expected him to be.
Right.
And it seems like he's only going to get better. So,
yeah. And then you bet, all those guys that are on the roster this year that were on the roster last year want revenge for that week. I guess it would be week 17 or week 18. No, week 18, right?
18? Yeah.
Because there's the 18 weeks, but when they lost, with a chance to get in the playoffs, Rodgers' last swan song, and the Lions knocked them out. So you'd imagine, the Packers want some revenge there.
Oh yeah,
I think that's going to be a really good game, though. No,
spot. Yeah,
that's like a field goal game.
Yeah,
I think either way
for a Thursday night too. Let's go.
I'm amped for that one.
Amazon prime. Dude.
Al Michaels, I think he'll be jacked a little bit.
I think so. I mean, he was great last Thursday.
See, I think he's been great. And we got Riley over here calling him a bag of bones. Like, not this Riley, but my friend Riley.
Oh, okay. Your other Riley.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like he still brings it. I feel like he's still exciting. And he's exciting. He's excited. And I just think last year, some of the issues were just the terrible games that were on Thursday Night Football. And the Jags Chargers game, I mean, that was crazy. It was a blowout. I don't know. I don't think he really deserves any criticism for last year. And I think up to this point so far this year, I know there's only been a couple of games that he's called, but I think he's done a good job.
No, I would agree. And, we did complain. I remember last year you were complaining about the Thursday night matchups. It was so tough. So I guess so.
Following week, though, Commanders Bez.
Really?
That's a tough one.
Like 3-3 at the end of like three quarters.
Yeah, maybe 0-0. What else we got here?
Lonnie says, "Here we go." Al Michaels.
But I don't get it though. Like he just always says that.
I don't know. I mean,
I guess that's what he means. But I just can't tell. I mean, it seems like Lonnie with these personalities, more likely than not, he's gonna like them. So I would imagine he's an Al Michaels guy. But if you could confirm that,
yeah. I mean, you never know. Anyone outside of ESPN Radio, you can never really tell sometimes, dude.
Yeah,
so
that's
we'll
true.
see. I'm sure he'll elaborate.
Yeah. Of course. Let's go now. He said that's a drop. To the world of Major League Baseball.
It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it. Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Throw deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. I would elaborate on this more, Tony, but I'm sure Yanni would have a couple of things to say about it. We heard his voice message to me. I don't know, what was that, like a week and a half ago or whatever. But tell me that it's still not tough. I know you've accepted reality for a while now, Tony, but that we're not gearing up for some postseason baseball right now. I mean, how often do you think about it, honestly?
I mean, at least once a day, I guess, right? At least once a day.
Yeah.
Normally during the sports board, of course, in the morning. And I guess maybe sometimes if I see the Mets on at night, I'm like, dude.
No, and I just feel like it was the best time of the year because you got the playoff baseball games and then the hockey games with NFL.
Dude. Yeah, I know. Like, imagine if Yankees and Mets were going to be in the playoffs and like Jets are doing well right now.
And then Rangers ready
coming
to
up.
Go.
Yeah.
Like unbelievable.
It really is, dude.
That unfortunately was not the hand that were dealt.
No.
And I have a feeling when you were making up the header for today's episode, you were getting a kick out of the attendance, which was announced, by the way, at over 41,000.
It was announced at over 41,000. I saw a tweet. They notified me.
Yeah.
So over 41,000. I was like, really? Obviously, do a little digging, do
paid attendance,
and
actual attendance,
run over from yesterday's rain out,
right.
So they just combined both tickets, like paid tickets.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, Rick and Dave were talking about it. They were saying like 2,000 people in that stadium max,
probably.
And you're just like, oh my god, dude. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous to announce that, and it's just like, so obviously not.
Well, you know how it is. It's just in any sport they do that, but they just want to stick their chest out as much as they can, with these numbers. But I mean, we all can see, we all have eyes. Why not just announce the gate attendance instead of the paid attendance?
Yeah, and again, like I understand every team does this,
right?
But I mean,
exactly.
I feel like it's never been really this egregious before. I mean,
yeah,
it's just so it's just so obvious. Like you always know they're pumping the numbers up, they fluff them up, whatever. But this was out of hand, dude.
Yeah.
Out of hand.
And, for the few people, Tony, that actually went to this game, they actually were treated to a very competitive, exciting ball game where we saw the New York Yankees make a couple comebacks here and defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks 6-4. And to the pleasure of all of us Yankee fans, the kids playing a role, which you like to see. The pitching matchup was between Clark Schmidt and Merrill Kelly. Neither starter going too deep into the game. But when we take a look at the scoring here, D-backs first inning off Schmidt are able to plate 2 runs on a Thomas double. But fortunately, the Yankees, after a couple scoreless innings here, answered back. Austin Wells, homering to center, 408 feet. So an absolute bomb off the bat of Austin Wells. That tied the game at 2. Schmidt ends up going 4 innings. Kelly goes 5, so we get a battle of the bullpens. In the 7th, with the game tied, Moreno with a single to score Corbin Carroll. That made it 3-2 Diamondbacks, but Oswald Peraza with an absolute moonshot, Tony. The wind was blowing like crazy in. They were even saying, on the broadcast, you would think that a day like today, there's no shot to hit one out. He goes left center, 443. So that ties the game at 3. Great to see Peraza finding his stride in September here. The bullpen runs into a little trouble. Ian Hamilton giving up a single to Corbin Carroll. Made it 4-3 in favor of the Diamondbacks. But in the 8th inning, the Yankees are able to put across 3 runs, a Peraza walk, an Estevan Florial sac fly, and an Everson Pereira single to center, making it 6-4. And Clay Holmes closing it out in the top of the 9th to give the Yankees their 79th victory of the year, his 22nd save. Hamilton picking up his 3rd win of the year in what was the final home game here at Yankee Stadium till April. So they finish off their home season here, 42-39.
Wow.
3 in Toronto starting tonight, and then 3 over the weekend in Kansas City to finish out the year.
That's crazy, dude.
So, 6 games left in the year. In good position now to continue, that stretch of not only not finishing in last, but finishing with a record over 500, only needing, to technically say over 500, only needing to go 3-3. So you feel pretty good about that. And obviously, besides the motivation of the younger guys, playing roles, getting experience, what you really want to do here. The Blue Jays were talking smack all offseason. And I know technically last laugh, yes, a lot better record than us this year. But you want to knock them out here. It's a tight race, between the Blue Jays, Astros, and Mariners. Mariners need to do a little work here, but let's say conceivably you sweep Toronto, Mariners win a couple games, we could be looking at a completely different scenario. But it is kind of crazy too. Astros in the last wild card spot. Things definitely have not gone as planned in the American League.
No, and I feel like you can say that really across the league.
Board. Yeah, the Padres, obviously.
Crazy, dude. The Cards.
The
Mets.
It's it'll be interesting to see kind of how it breaks out. And then I was and you expect this, but I think it was over the weekend or on Monday, whatever the case was, Judge, they were asking him just about the season, and he was just kind of saying, obviously that's a failure. He has some ideas that he wants to run by the organization and that they're going to get it right.
What do you think those ideas are? Like potential trades?
Potential trades, potential staff moves.
What do you think what do you think Judge wants?
I think it's what we all want. A balanced lineup. There's been no left-handed power, or even contact, just any type of presence from the left side. And then definitely, just cutting dead weight. And one thing that I am so torn on, because I know he's, has a relatively strong relationship, I would think. I don't know if they're like best friends, but he's pretty close with like Giancarlo Stanton. Hard for me to think that he wouldn't be in favor of him moving. It's tough though. I'm sure there's a part of him that believes in him, but I don't know. I just feel like him batting 4th all these games this year, absolutely destroyed them. You would think that would be an idea. And I think just in general, but more presence from the left side, more contact. and more athleticism, I would think those would be the things that he would bring to the front office and, the organization in general.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna like?
I do think there's going to be a reaction just because, we always talk about, how, not caring about winning, caring about money, but attendance, but you don't make the playoffs. There's no playoff revenue. And he wants to be perceived in a positive light. You don't do anything this offseason, run back the same. He's going to get killed. So I think there is going to be a reaction.
There has to be.
I think, Cashman going to Japan for Yamamoto speaks volumes. I'm pretty convinced they're going to sign him. And I know the Mets are interested as well. So, we could get in potentially a bidding war. I just have to question, though, the whole thing with the, one Japanese pitcher, Sanga.
I haven't heard anyone talk about that.
But what's interesting too? Think about it.
Historically,
there hasn't been.
Yeah, there hasn't.
There literally has not been.
So you think it's like some type of unwritten?
Yeah, it's a courtesy. It is, and their culture. They're all about respect and stuff. I'm just saying, I kind of see that, Tony, and that's tough because obviously the Mets could use them.
Yeah, I can see it being true, but I don't know, dude. That's.
It's tough. It's tough. It's annoying.
It is annoying. But again, I feel like why aren't people talking about it then? Like people got to talk about it.
Yeah.
No?
I just think just because it was out there before, and then when we think about history, that kind of sets it up, points to it. But are you ready for the hot stove?
Yeah, dude. No, the hot stove's gonna be fun, dude.
Right.
A lot of talk. There's a lot of moves to have been had this offseason.
The hot stove actually is like hotter than we think because it starts in November.
It does.
So.
And it's like, and specifically, our two teams, have to make moves. Like, look at the Yankees, trade deadline, they stayed put and they were certainly ridiculed for that. So, they have to make some moves. They have to bring in new guys. Like you said, they can't just run it back. They ran it back last season, right? Into this season, and then the Mets obviously too. Just they have absolutely nobody right now. So,
but am I missing something, Tony? Like, I just feel like, and I've said this many times before, but the best plan of action here: get Yamamoto, trade Gleyber Torres, and maybe bring in a reliever or two, maybe even a closer, because I do think Holmes as an eighth inning guy would be nice instead of having to have him be the closer. And then just fill out the roster from the minor leagues. Am I missing something?
I don't really think so.
Trading Stanton, obviously, if you can.
The Yankees may be hesitant to fill it out with so many young guys, I suppose. But I don't know. I think. You play these young guys now. They've been playing well for you. They have experience now in the majors. Like, I think that the Yankees, like you said, they should be playing young guys. I think, historically, again, like what we've seen recently, they are hesitant to do that. But like you really don't, you shouldn't be wasting your time trying to go out and get another catcher. Like you should be having Austin Wells start regularly.
Wells and Trevino a catcher.
Exactly.
I think that's a no-brainer. And I think Peraza at third base, Volpe at shortstop,
of course.
DJ at second, and Rizzo at first. And then obviously you're going to have Judge, Dominguez when he's healthy. And then that's just kind of the question mark there. Do you do a Florial Pereira platoon? I would like to see it. I don't know if they'll get that opportunity. That's the one area.
Right.
Well, maybe if we trade Gleyber, we could get a major league left field,er
Right.
Also, Spencer Jones, has been shooting through the minor leagues. Does he have a shot to make the team as a left-handed bat? Out of spring training. That would really be something. Are you familiar with him?
No. How's he been doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He was a first-round pick. I think it was last year. And they've just a huge left-handed power bat, athletic. They kind of compare him to the lefty version of Aaron Judge. Obviously has a lot to prove on the power end to get to that point.
Is he a big dude?
Yes, I think he's 6'7".
Oh, no shit.
So and then you are gonna need though somebody to man center in the meantime. But I know it's especially Pereira and Florial didn't improve too much, but I really would, especially till Dominguez isn't healthy. I wouldn't mind Judge, Florial, and
Right.
Pereira starting in the outfield.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Have you looked into other? I know, like obviously Bellinger, free agent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but Bellinger, would be nice, but again,
Jock Peterson.
he's not
Michael
that
Conforto.
old. But I just think down the road that could eventually hurt them, that contract. And honestly, I don't know if he would come, but I would love Charlie Blackmon as like a rotational outfielder.
You're not concerned about the age though. 38
It's
years
a
old.
1 year minimum money deal.
Yeah,
If he's bad, you just cut him.
Jorge Soler might be pretty solid. I know he's up there in age as well.
And I think though for this guy, it has to be a left-hander.
So
Brantley as well. Like if we're
Brantley,
talking cheap money,
That's
someone
right.
floated around Kevin Kiermaier. Please no. That's an injury, poor batting average waiting to happen.
Michael Conforto,
I think the money is going to be too much.
Really?
But if it was within reason, if it was a 1 year within reason, yes. But I think he wants a long-term deal, no?
Yeah, probably. Rosario's probably going to resign.
Matt should get
the
JD
Braves.
Martinez.
That would be great, dude.
Well, it'll only be a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
I think.
Why
Anyway.
not, dude? I don't think I would bet on Tommy Pham. He's a righty anyway. Max Kepler.
I mean, I could see them bringing Kepler. Honestly.
I can see that too. Other than that, dude, I mean, what else? Yeah, you got no one really else. Center fielder Tony Camp.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you have to. I can see Hicks going to the Mets. Honestly,
Aaron.
He kind of reinvented himself in Baltimore. If you look at the stats.
He's not going to the Mets.
Would you? Would you be like so pissed?
I mean, a little bit, yeah, dude. Like, come on.
Switch hitter, can play all the outfield positions.
Tyler Naquin
reunion.
But
this is why the trade market, Tony.
Yeah,
trade market,
great.
minor league system.
Jake Marisnik, minor league system. Yeah, the trade
Conforto to the Mets.
Conforto to the Mets. I'd love that.
I mean, he's had a terrible year, or just like
no, pretty solid.
Pull it up. What do we got?
I don't know as of late, Michael.
And it was a 2-year deal, but he has an opt-out. Is that what the?
Yeah, and apparently Giants yesterday expect Conforto to opt out of deal.
Let's talk numbers here.
Let's talk some numbers here. Michael Conforto stats: 245 with 15 home runs, 58 RBIs, slugging 393, OPS of 734.
Only a 1-year deal for you, or no?
Yeah.
What if it was
give him 2 as a courtesy?
2 for 40? Would you do it?
2 for 40?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a lot, Brian.
So, but if otherwise he's going to, I don't know, the Yankees.
2 for 30?
No, if it's 2 for 40, like a line in the sand, or he's going to the Yankees.
Have we brought in any other outfielders yet?
No. He's your top option.
Well, then I guess you gotta take him, I guess.
Just wanted to see if you'd be willing to open your wallet, Tony.
Right now he's got 2 years, $36 million.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting to see him with the Yankees with the short porch, but I just would be concerned that the average would be low, and I'm just so scarred by low batting averages, Tony. At this point,
I mean, 245 is
that's
great,
top 5
dude.
on the team. But I'm saying he also had that 190 season 2 years ago, whatever
2 years
it was.
ago, yeah.
So be interesting to see what happens. But the hot stove, I think will be fun. Hopefully, but we'll see. 100 points lower on the batting average from the previous year.
Yeah, I know that's tough right there, dude.
Or
and
90
then
points,
injury. He didn't play 2022, but again, for his first year back after an injury, I mean, come on.
Wasn't great though, just kind of like serviceable.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm sure shoulder wasn't terrible. It probably wasn't amazing to feel like that,
right.
But I don't know, dude. I think he did well for the Giants.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. So I mentioned Yankees in Toronto. You're gonna have King versus Gausman tonight. So I think that should be a pretty good pitching matchup.
I think so too.
Toronto here minus 160, Tony. So pretty heavy favorites here, but I don't know. I mean, obviously We'll see what happens with the offense. We've seen Gausman strike us out 10, 12 times every time he faces us, it feels like.
Oh, yeah.
But Michael King is coming off that 13 strikeout performance.
Very impressive.
All of us Yankee fans were excited about him going into next season. 121 strikeouts in 94 and 2/3 inning. So I could see this being a low-scoring game, a lot of strikeouts on both sides. King, I think another double digit, six innings, 10 strikeouts, maybe one earned run. I think Gausman probably something similar. And maybe, we get an Everson Pereira 2-run shot in the 8th to take the lead. And we're looking at a 5-3 Yankee victory.
King goes how long?
6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 earned. Numbers have been there, Tom.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. Let's finish out the season right.
Love it.
And I do think, like I said, it's not acceptable by any means, but I do like this in a bridge season to avoid last place, to avoid under 500. I think it means something.
Would you say they got to go 3-3 to avoid 500?
Yeah.
So they have to be 500 to the last 6 games.
Yeah.
Basically.
82 and 80.
Royals, Blues, Blue Jays.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm thinking, really, I think they can go 4-2. Even if I think they could sweep the Royals, and even if they only win 1 in Toronto.
Yeah.
But Cole's pitching too, so they could win 2 in Toronto. So
exactly. And again, you sweep the Royals. I mean, that's 3-3 right there. So
yeah,
totally fine.
I think 4-2 is pretty attainable for sure. So yeah, I'll take the Yankees there. What do we got for the Mets?
Mets host the Marlins at 7:10 tonight.
Lucchesi?
Joey
Casey, in the theme of pronouncing things wrong.
Yeah, that's fine though. But Joey here, coming off, I think actually his last start, I think, was against the Marlins. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, maybe like 5K, something along that stat line. Which was interesting. I think he was only at like 85 pitches too. It was just a little bit of a jam. Buck took him out. Probably could have finished the inning. Could have gone 6 easily. Obviously, you want to try and get him to, not give up as many hits. And stuff like that, give you some more length. But I think Lucchesi have a good outing. I mean, I think before that, he had like a 7 shutout innings against the Diamondbacks. So, I mean, he's capable. He's been pitching well in the majors this year. He's someone who's, also being looked at to earn a spot in the starting rotation, as, the rotation does look kind of slim. But yeah, so I would definitely take the Mets tonight. It's pretty interesting, though, because it's something I wanted to bring up yesterday. I didn't get a chance to talk about, which are the seemingly large spike of Clubhouse issues that are maybe being talked about. And I don't know if it was Al, maybe it was Goldstein that talked about, he heard about it's probably Al. I think Al, was talking, I heard of Clubhouse issues. But over the weekend, Tommy Pham was quote saying, basically calling out the entire Mets organization about their lack of work ethic. But did say he did enjoy the energy and the work ethic of Alonso, Lindor, and Nimmo.
The great Lindor.
And you guys can, obviously fade him as much as you want, but, whatever.
McNeil the Rat, though, stands out, Tony. There's a problem with McNeil.
I mean, again, like, he mentions those 3 names specifically.
Doesn't mention McNeil.
I mean, the Mets roster, you would imagine he's trying to insinuate someone who's been there a while that is a problem.
Yep.
Which would be, Jeff McNeil. And, again, like all signs may point to yes, the altercation with Lindor last season. We know about his anger problems.
The car for the batting
title. Even the fact that, hey, I mean, he has been moved from the infield. Like he's been moved. Like seems like they want Mauricio at second base. So they're kind of pushing him out into right field, which is fine because he's been a good right fielder. But I mean, if he's causing Clubhouse issues, I mean, again, like Tommy Pham, I mean, it's a big indictment on the players and the Mets organization as a whole. I mean, you have these Clubhouse issues. You have someone like Tommy Pham who came in as a free agent for 1 year, not even a full year, for half the year. And now here he is, like, complaining about the Clubhouse issues in New York. I mean, it's just a terrible look on management, on the front office, on ownership. I mean, on the general manager, on the other players as well for tolerating it. I mean, talk about a lack of accountability. I mean, that's not good to have that. And then you would imagine also, I mean, other players probably feel that same way, you know? And again, on top of it, I mean, it's been an absolute dog shit season. So it's not even like they've been doing well in this clubhouse issues. It's just not good. So you want to squash that immediately, before you involve your younger players in it, before you involve anyone you acquire in the offseason in it. I mean, you just don't want that. Not to mention, Tommy Pham, he was the best hitter on the Mets for a while. Like, he was the one who was producing, stealing bags, running around in the outfield, making great making great catches. Like, the fact that he's coming out here and saying this, I mean, if I'm a free agent, it certainly would deter me from being interested in the Mets. So that's a big issue. I think that, Steve certainly has to try and figure out. And then also SNY at this point, I think Andy Santino from SNY. Martino.
Theme of the day, mispronunciation.
He said at this point, I mean, Buck staying is about a 50-50 shot. And again, like Tommy Pham coming out here saying these things, it doesn't help.
He's
gone.
Like, he's gone. It's crazy. Quick, gone like the wind, but Buck is out. I just know it.
2 seasons, bro. Like, it's nothing.
So there's something to track for sure.
Yeah.
In a place where there's going to be a lot of changes too, the Padres are in action against the Giants. Seth Lugo,
your boy,
on the hill. This game in the Bay Area, Tony. And the Padres have been on a heater. Obviously, too little, too late. But I think Lugo has pitched relatively well second half of this year. Give me 6 scoreless out of Seth Lugo. Give me Juan Soto, 2 dingers. And I think this is a decisive victory here for the Padres. Let's call it 6-1 over the Giants.
Wow. Okay.
Yankees maybe get Soto or no?
Yeah, you think Yankees?
I was talking about this with Corey, Mark, and Mike Vitello, who I don't think you met before. Maybe you did, but anyway. And I was saying, if we can keep Dominguez, obviously keep Volpe, and Peraza, I'm fine with trading 4 or 5 prospects for Soto, definitely,
including Wells.
No, and Wells is part of that. Sorry,
okay,
good catch there. But. Yeah, I think I'm not going to hug these guys who have not even been in the major leagues yet.
Right.
We did it before with Andujar. We did it before with Garcia. We did it before with Clint Frazier. Even Gary Sanchez had such high value at one point. I want to capitalize on some value here. And I feel like you bring in a left-handed power bat, future Hall of Famer that's only 25 years old. I don't think there's anything to think about, Tony. Like, this opportunity doesn't come up much, if there even is one.
Right.
But Padres looking to trim the payroll all the way to $200 million.
Yes.
There's a prime candidate.
Good opportunity.
We know Soto wants $500 million.
Good opportunity for the Yankees. However, I mean, I would think the Padres, want to dip into your prospects that you've mentioned that you don't want to give up.
But we still have a lot of guys that are like Spencer Jones, like I mentioned, and maybe we'll have to give up Clayton Beater, Drew Thorpe. I mean, anybody that has not debuted, I'm perfectly fine with giving up. They do have a lot of value. They are highly touted. I just think just go with it. We can keep the core guys that I mentioned, and I think that would be a franchise changing move.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, Soto, like you said, I mean, I don't think it's too crazy to think that this guy is going to be a future Hall of Famer. Like, he's someone who can come to a team and totally change how everyone feels.
Well over 100 times every year, too.
Like,
besides that he has power, besides that he plays good defense.
And I mean, just having that guy who can play the field, who can hit well, who's electric, has the energy, and he's still young. I mean, he's going to vibe well with your young guys. They're going to learn from him because he has some years under his belt now in the majors. And he's someone who can continue to learn from veterans on your team. So, I mean, he's a surefire, like, you better make him an offer type of player.
And you know what's even better that I just thought of? I heard Padres in a Soto deal looking for guys that are going to play right now. Perfect guy and it'll help. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
He's going to make 10.5 in arbitration. Juan would make 30. There's $20 million of savings right there. Then you throw in the couple prospects. If it's Thorpe, if it's Spencer Jones, and you got Trey Sweeney as well. I mean, I think that's going to be more than enough to entice them. And the value isn't as much as you would think in terms of what you have to go for Soto, because it's only 1 year at $30 million, which is a big load for a team to take on. And then the fact too that you want to re-sign him, you're talking about $500 million. So the fact too that it's not like your whole minor league system. And Josh B agrees, saying, please get Soto, all caps.
Wow.
I mean, that's it right there. That is the answer, Tony. With everything else I said.
Hopefully, yeah. If the Mets don't get him first.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have Yamamoto and Soto. And,
Yamamoto and Soto.
Yeah. Kind of rhymes, right?
Yeah, it does kind of rhyme.
What's your second pick, though?
I think I had it. Oh, okay. So Dodgers doubleheader, game 2 of the doubleheader.
You want game 2? Okay.
I think Brad Miller is pitching for the Dodgers, I believe.
Bobby Miller.
Theme
of the day.
Bobby. Playing Colorado, undecided. Colorado trash. The Dodgers, we know about them. I think it's a surefire victory, especially game 2 as well. The Rockies will be tired. So, like, give me a break, dude. Dodgers win 6-2.
I'm going to take Rangers over Angels for my last pick, chasing Bradford on the hill here. Rangers obviously looking to secure that division title. I think to get the job done. Adolis Garcia, grand slam in the 4th. Rangers 8, Angels 0.
What's the record at right now, dude? What do we got?
For points?
Yeah.
55-47. So you need a big day here.
8-point difference right now.
Yep.
All right, dude, I'm going to go back.
To the wall.
Zach Eflin, Tampa Bay. No, I'm gonna go with my guy Zach Greinke. Why not? Pitching against the Tigers. I believe Greinke won his last start out, or at least the Royals won the last game that I took him at.
Yes,
against Cleveland. Yeah, dude. They won 6-2. A little offensive explosion there for Kansas City. You got to appreciate that. I just think against Detroit actually is favorited here, -165. I don't know. I think Greinke can give you a solid like 5 innings right now of no earned run ball, maybe a couple of hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks, keeping it simple, keeping the Royals in the game. Royals offense picks them up. Royals win 3-1.
All right. So we will see what happens, Tony. Only other thing here wanted to mention is I believe high noon today, or what do we got?
Dude, high noon. We got screen time for sure. We watched a couple trailers, breaking down my watch list from that I posted up yesterday, as well as reviewing the show called The Continental, a prequel to John Wick.
Interesting.
On Peacock right now, dude. Pretty good, actually. Like, surprisingly.
Really?
Like,
would I like it?
I mean, I don't know. It kind of gives me 24 vibes, I guess.
Okay, but as we know, only 124.
Yes, obviously. But again, like I had like especially for something. I mean, have you seen John Wick? The first one, maybe.
I think it's one of those things, Tony, where I don't think I would necessarily like hate it, but I don't need it. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I had no expectations for the show.
Right, and you were right.
And so now it's like, I'm like, wow, this is kind of good, dude. Good action. There's some vicious, like, killings, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys getting thrown off buildings. You see them splat, shot in the face and stuff. So it's cool. It's cool.
Good camera work.
Great camera work, dude. The color palette is very, very nice, dude.
Awesome. So take a look for that. Are we going to go straight at 12, or is it a noon teen situation?
No, I think it's straight at 12. I mean, it's 11:30 right now. I think half hour is
good time to regroup.
Yeah, pee.
Absolutely. Yes. So definitely watch that. The best in the business when it comes to movies, shows, games, trailers, storylines. You can't beat it. So definitely
Manny in studio.
Check that one out. And we appreciate everybody hanging with us today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee in costume, merch at downtimetv.com. As always, shout out to the company. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy screen time. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.